thegearnetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Well, you know something, Mean Gene. When I want to win some money, I listen to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. What you gonna do, dude? You're gonna listen to it. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna win some money. What you gonna do when these 26-inch pythons run wild on you, brother?
Hey, everything on three. Number three. Wait on one. Oh, wait on three. 1, 2, 3. I am mixed up in that. Eyes on three. Everything on 3 and 1. Everything.
You are now listening to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast.
Go smoke. That was not about that.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. It's your boy. All
I do is win, no matter what.
Chaz, and he is finally back. He's back now. He is back from a extended break. We have, there it is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jay Coleman. Jay Coleman, what's up, dog?
What's up, boys?
It's you're back. And of course, you heard him giggling. We got the no nickname, no nonsense.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
What's up, guys?
AVA,
what's happening, everyone? What up?
All right. And Dave, conspicuous.
Hey, thanks for joining us today, man.
Yep.
Hope you're not dying.
No, it sounds like Dave is.
Yeah, Dave sounded like he was in rough shape.
So get well soon, Dave.
Did he send you a video this week or no?
He didn't send me a video. We do have his lock. I think he's just
dying.
avoiding. I think he's just avoiding the that he did not hit the lock of the week.
Hit the lock last week.
He did not. Even though I warned him, you heard me, Adam. I warned him.
Mm-hmm.
I warned him about that. But we'll get to that later. And we're here to talk about fantasy football news and notes to start off. And the biggest news that came out this morning is out of nowhere, seemingly, Deshaun Watson out for the year. What do you think about that, Adam?
Yeah, apparently he has a broken bone in his throwing shoulder now. All of a sudden.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that came from. I mean, I know I've had him on my team for a little bit. I know you picked him up. Especially in the Fantasy Football Bros League. Yeah, it was kind of shocking, actually. When did he break it is kind of my question. Was he struggling with it for the last 2 games that he played? But I don't know. I guess it probably hurts them on offense a little bit because we saw what Dorian Thompson, whatever his name is, could do. But they do have a really good defense. But I just don't know if that's going to hold up if they can't score any points. So,
Jay, does it make you feel any different about any of their weapons, i.e. Amari Cooper, Ford, Joku?
I mean, I think Ford's probably going to be fine. Maybe their wide receivers, tight ends might drop a little bit, but
well, we got to give. We'll just call him Dirt, DRT, Dirt. We got to give Dirt a little leeway. He started 1 game in the NFL, and that was against the Baltimore Ravens, which is one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah. So
he was a rookie. He got crushed. So maybe he's better because certainly Jay's boy, PJ Walker, wasn't the answer. And I call that Jay's boy because Jay was starting him last year. So that's forever Jay's boy now. But so yeah, got to give Dirt a little break. I'm not going to panic and drop Ford because I don't think it matters. I might even give Ford and Hunt a little more work. I'm gonna slight worry about Cooper. I never looked at Cooper as a number 2 receiver anyway. To me, he was a number 3. I only have Cooper in 1 league, and I drafted him as my flex, and I've been starting Michael Pittman over him anyway. So I'm not panicked because I only looked at him as a flex, and I would still look at him as a flex. And I'm not really panicked, honestly, about David Njoku because, you know, when you're a young quarterback and sometimes you tend to unleash targets to the tight end. And like David Njoku's only getting 4 or 5 targets a game, and he's so athletic, he turns them into 50, 60 yards and gets your 11 points. So like, I don't think Njoku's going to plummet. Like, I'm having an issue in the Fantasy Football Bros League because Njoku's been so steady, and I got Trey McBride who's been blowing up, and I'm kind of like tossed. And then I have Pat Fryermuth coming back, so I'm kind of tossed on who to start. And like, I had Njoku in, but it did make, even though I said I don't want to drop him, that change in quarterback did make me make the switch from Njoku to McBride. But I wouldn't make the choice from Njoku to Musgrave or something like that. I would still roll with Njoku. So I would look at Njoku still as a top 10 tight end, honestly, moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. And I have stock in Njoku as well. And he's been good. And he might not have, he was my pick last week in the bargains on daily. He had a decent game. He still had a lot of targets. He ended up with like 6 catches, but he just didn't score a touchdown this week. I mean, that's probably what you're at for tight ends who aren't Travis Kelce.
Bro, if you're getting Jay,
you know what I mean?
Jay, if you get 11 points from your tight end, you're happy, right?
Yeah. I mean, because if you don't have Kelsey, you ain't getting shit for the most part.
I mean, Laporta's been good.
Well, yeah, Laporta. But I mean, for the most part.
There she is. She heard Jay's voice.
Say hi, Jay.
Yep.
She misses you.
What's up, Pix?
What's up, girl? So, so like Njoku is fine because I don't expect him to get. I expect him to get 9 to 11 points, and if he gets 16, great, and if he gets 6, whatever. That's kind of how I look at any tight end. I'm starting.
Njoku's been pretty solid actually for actually playing this year, so I'm happy to start him as well. Let me pull up. I'm going to pull up Watson really quick. I actually want to see. I don't remember when he came back. How many games has he played?
Watson's been back for a couple games, and Watson's been fairly good in fantasy football. There was the one game he started.
Okay.
Come on.
So he played the first 3 games. Obviously, he got hurt. There was a bye week in there, so he missed Baltimore and San Francisco the first time. Then he played Indy, and that's when he got hurt again. Yeah. And then missed Seattle, and he played the last 2 games. So I mean, he came out and beat Baltimore, but that
with a broken shoulder.
This injury is apparently with a broken shoulder. So it's crazy to me that even happened. I'm gonna pull up Njoku really quick too.
This trade for Watson's looking worse and worse with this injury now because he's basically missing 2
right, and his guaranteed money. The game
2 seasons.
So he played. So he didn't play against Baltimore and San Francisco, right? San Francisco has a good defense. We know that. So Njoku was shut down. But last time they played Baltimore, he went 6 for 46, 10 points. That's fine out of a tight end. And when he played in Indy, Watson played in Indy and then went out of the game in Indy, 10 points there. But that game against Seattle, he had 4 for 77 and a touchdown. So 17 points there with dirt. I'm okay with that. I'm going to start Njoku.
That might have been PJ Walker, but they're the same guy. I actually am more confident in dirt because PJ Walker is not.
It might have been Walker, yeah, and I agree. They're pretty much the same guy. So,
well, another bit of news we got to talk about. Jay is
Double J here again.
Is he coming back or what?
Probably.
Yeah,
but I mean, I would assume he is, but.
As far as I know, I mean, it's only, we're recording this on Wednesday night. So as far as I know, he's starting to practice a little bit and Yahoo's giving him fantasy projections. That doesn't mean much, but it's something. It's something. Plug him right into your lineup though, right, Jay?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I was a little worried at first with Jaron Hall going in. Now that Josh Dobbs has played 2 games. And has absolutely killed it. I have no qualms about starting.
Okay, so everybody wants to call Dobbs the Pastronaut, but I literally just this moment thought of his new nickname. I thought of his new nickname, and you guys are gonna love it. Are you ready for this, Jay?
Yeah.
Big Dick Dobbs.
Big Dick Dobbs.
That's it, right?
He has shown some balls in this league, and he played hard in Arizona. They didn't win many games down there, but he came in and won 2 games in Minnesota. And he played really well.
If you guys remember, last year they signed him in Tennessee off the street to start a game, I think against the Chiefs or something, like a good team, and they almost won.
Yeah,
like off the street. So he's a smart guy. Obviously, this NASA stuff, but like, I don't have any fear putting Double J in into my lineup. But as you guys know, I have Double J in a league. He might not crack my lineup this week because I have the ability to wait and see. What would you guys do in this situation? You have to bench one of these. I'll start with you, Jay. You have to bench one of these wide receivers in a PPR league. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Keenan Allen. I got to bench one of them.
Say those again.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Keenan Allen. One of them's got to sit. I mean, PPR, Amon-Ra and Keenan are PPR monsters.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jay, I'll let you answer first, and I'll tell you my first opinion.
I would only probably go with Double J only because he is coming back from the injury. So, like, he's more of you don't know what you're going to get to the other 3. So the safest option is probably Double J. And obviously he has the potential to put up, 20, 30 points. So, like, it could bite you, but it's probably the safest option.
That's the way I'm leaning. What do you think, Adam?
That was my thought process as well. And the only reason why I think that too is I agree with Jay. I think it's the hamstring injury that he's coming back from. Those are tricky. You never know. He was eligible to come back week 10 though, and they sat him another week. Last week he was eligible to come back. So we're going into week 11 here. I think that's a safe bet. And it's hard to say because Chase plays Baltimore Thursday night, right? Tomorrow night. Or tonight, or whenever you're going to watch this for listeners.
Primetime Chase, man.
Yeah, it's hard to sit Jamar Chase, and he does well against the Ravens.
Mind you, no T. Higgins.
No T. Higgins. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, it just doesn't miss ever. Yeah, and we know Keenan Allen could be up and down, but he's been pretty up this year, and he's coming off a 40-point game. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's just an interesting. The only other one I do want to discuss coming back is Devin Achan, and if you have him, and you can feel comfortable starting him as your number 2 running back, as your flex, if that's what you want to do. I don't see them easing him in. He was always eased in anyway. He was just so efficient on the plays he had that, I'd be more comfortable as a flex for him. I mean, Raheem Mostert hasn't been doing anything. I feel like the running game has died since he went out. So I think they need him, and they're going to lean on him, and he's just so explosive. That's my take on A-Chain. What about for you, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it's Miami, dude, and they run the ball. And I know Mostert hasn't been super great, but he's still scored. But yeah, I mean, Achan was running hard, and he was getting points, and they were running him into the ground. I definitely feel comfortable starting him, especially as a running back too. If he has to be a running back 1, hopefully he has a good game when he comes back. Who do they play this week? Let's see. Who's Miami play?
Oh, and then actually, I just remember too, one more superstar coming back.
Feels so good.
Yeah, Justin Fields as well. Miami plays Vegas. Yeah, definitely start Achan in Vegas.
Fire him up. What do you got to feel the same way, right, Jay?
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah. And of course, fire up Justin Fields.
They're in Miami too, so
yeah, they always play better in Miami. But yeah, and I forgot about Justin Fields. So fire Justin Fields up too. Like, that guy is playing for.
He plays Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit 100%. Just let 40 up. Like their defense is a little overrated. So like fire up Justin.
That's why you shouldn't be scared of Baltimore's defense either, is because Cleveland just put up 30-something points on them and beat them. So
yeah.
They're definitely beatable. They're definitely still very good, but start them for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with Jay, and I think JJ's got to sit one more week. and then you just got to then you just got to figure out who to sit after that.
But that's just
it's gonna be
Yeah.
matchup based.
Not many people are blessed like me in that scenario. So
Okay,
that's true.
Settle down.
no, not many people have that problem. So if your problem is, do I start Justin Jefferson over, Amari Cooper? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Justin Jefferson is still probably a top 12 receiver this week. So I'm just blessed in that one league. And I wish it was the Fantasy Football Pros League. But nonetheless, let's get into our top performers of the week. And sitting there is your number one quarterback for the week on Adam's team, Mr. Dak Prescott. How you feeling about him now, Adam?
I'm feeling really good about them, to be honest with you. And the reason why I feel really good about them is because their defense is also scoring, and they're still just running up points on teams. And I love it. And I love that offense. As much as I said this in the group chat, as much as I'm not a big fan of Mike McCarthy, but if he's going to keep doing this and he's going to let Dak throw when they're already up 35 points, I'm here for it. And I also have CD Lamb, so that combo there for me is working perfectly. We'll get into him when we get to wide receivers, but
he's working. Yeah, I have that same combo in another league, but look who's at number 2, Jay, your boy Herbert. So
he finally hit the top of the leaderboards for the week.
He's been doing
still can't win a game though.
No, true.
But by the way, Dak, I didn't say for people at home, Dak had 38.8 points, and then Justin Herbert had 29.4. Jay, if you can read, who's sitting here at number 3? Say the name. Say the right name.
Joshua Dobbs.
Nope, that's not the name we gave him.
Whatever you gave him as a nickname. Big Dick Dobbs.
Big Dick Dobbs sitting at number 3. That's got to be 3 weeks in a row. He's like in the top 5. So
he's been up there. He's definitely a viable starting quarterback. If you can get him in your leagues, get him. Pick him up off free agency.
We talked about him, and I remember me specifically saying when he got traded that he is on the radar to keep starting in fantasy football, given these weapons. And do you realize, guys, that the Vikings went 5-0 without Justin Jefferson?
Yeah, I did.
They were 0-4 or something when Jefferson got hurt, and they went 5-0 without him. First of all, does that mean it? Does that say anything? Do they? Because I always said all they do is force the ball to Jefferson. Could that be true? And now it's kind of exposed?
Yeah, it could be.
I think it might be a little bit, yeah. And you have a guy who comes in here, Dobbs, right? Who's not Kirk Cousins. And even Kirk Cousins, he was finding all of his other receivers, whereas before he was forcing the ball to Jefferson. So teams are easily, hey, let's go cover Justin Jefferson and not these other guys. And now when he went down with his injury, everybody's just available now. So I think it was hard for teams to adjust, holy shit, we don't have to cover Justin Jefferson. Who do we cover? Right. And it was kind of shit. I guess they have some other good receivers too, because Jordan Addison is insane.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have him at 3. We have a weird a top 10 because
it really is.
Sam Howell's at 4, Geno Smith is at 5, Brock Purdy is at 6.
He's back up in the top 10.
Joe Burrow is at 7. Jared Goff is at 8. A mainstay in the top 10, C.J. Stroud is at 9. Baker Mayfield
the Bake Show.
10. Russell Westbrook Wilson is at 11 against the Buffalo Bills. And Jay's quarterback, Jordan Love, and Jay also had Goff. And then Jay also has Jordan Love sitting there in the top 12. And I got Josh Allen down here. So, so odd top 12. I mean, I think you should just expect to see moving forward Sam Howell and CJ Stroud in your top 10 moving forward. I agree. Sam Howell sucks, but he gets the fantasy points, and that's what we're playing. Do you want him as the quarterback of your team? No. But he's getting the fantasy points. And CJ Stroud is not sucking. And he's tearing it up. And Do we buy in Baker Mayfield, by the way? He's quietly having a good season, guys. Like fantasy-wise, here's Baker Mayfield's last few games. 19 points, 19 points, 21 points, 17 points, 7 points, 23 points. Wait, I lied. Those were the projections. Those were
right.
I'm sorry. Yep, those were the fantasy points. So, yeah, so in the last, out of 6 games, he's had over 17 points 5 of those times and over 19 points 4 of those times. It's pretty good.
Yeah. He's doing well. It's tough because there's 32 teams in the league, right? They all have a starting quarterback, but in fantasy, you're only in a 10 or 12 man league, and a lot of people have guys in the top 12. I know Josh Allen had a down week, but your typical quarterbacks, and you're still not going to sit Lamar Jackson. You're still not going to sit Josh Allen, despite where they finished on this list. But I mean, if you have a Baker Mayfield and a Geno Smith, I mean, you're probably matchup based. And I think I'd be confident in that matchup to start, even Geno, or Baker. So,
and to defend Josh Allen a little bit being low, it's his fault because he had 16.3 points. If he didn't have 4 turnovers, that'd be a 20-point game, right? So,
yep, you're right.
He's still fine. So, Jay, you've got a couple of quarterbacks here. So you've got Jordan Love and you've got Jared Goff. Are you happy with that and doing the pairing and the picking like Adam was saying with those two?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah. It's not like I got really any other option to be happy with it, but
you got 2 guys here in the top 12, and like you it seems that Jordan Love is in the top 12 every other week or so, and then we know Jared Goff has his boom games. Let's check it out since we're talking about Jared Goff here. Fantasy points last few games: 21 for Jared Goff, 13, 10, 22, 27, 12. So Jared Goff goes up and down. 19, 23. So he's up and down. So I feel like, Jared Goff, you got to like choose your right week. But Jordan Love is not that different. Jordan Love's kind of consistent in the fact of being inconsistent lately, of like 18, 13, 15, 16, 7, 19, 25, 20. So they're the same guy. 20.
Yeah.
They're literally the same guy, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't even realize that. Yeah, they're the same fucking guy. So it's just matchup based, and that's a strategy. Would you rather have these 2 guys or drop one of them to get Baker if you had the chance?
I'd probably stick with who I got over Baker.
I'd roll with what you got too over Baker. So that's a good call on that. All right. Let's move on to the wide receivers. Adam, who's number 1? You think?
It's got to be Keenan.
Yeah, it's got to be, right. Yeah, Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cook. So that is 2. The number 2 and 3 overall are Giant wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown is your number 4.
Cowboy wide receivers, not Giant.
What did I say?
You said Giant.
Yeah.
Why did I say Giant? Because they're against the Giants. That's why. Amon-Ra, number 4. Mike Evans, number 5. Jamar Chase, number 6. Noah Brown, number 7. Tyler Lockett, Chris Olave, Tyler Boyd, Jaden Reed, Tank Dell. Adam, I believe we called Noah Brown fool's gold.
I think we did. But the only reason being where I'm still weary on Brown and Tank Dell is because Nico Collins sat last week.
Fair.
So the ball had to go somewhere. And it did go to Dalton Schultz a little bit. And Noah Brown and Tank Dell. I mean, when CJ Stroud's throwing the ball, 360, 380 yards every week, guys are going to get their touches. So,
bro, they had 150 yards rushing too.
I know Singletary had a really great game.
What's your take on Noah Brown, Jay? I mean, you weren't here for that. We called him fool's gold. We're wrong for now.
Yeah,
we were wrong for this week.
Yeah, for now you're wrong, but I mean, Tank Dell has been, I think, pretty somewhat consistent points wise. Like he's got his
Yeah,
ups and
I agree.
downs, but
Well,
I
who
mean,
do you
he's
rank?
definitely
Rank the three of them, Jay, right now. Dell, Collins, and
probably Nico, Dell, Noah Brown.
Yeah, I agree with that, Jay.
see. I think I actually go Dell, Nico Brown. I think I go Dell, Nico Brown. But either way, I mean, none of them are separating. They're all doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
Sure.
I mean, they're all doing
I mean,
fantastic this year, and
considering-
nobody saw that coming because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the season we all were like, "Don't draft anybody from
Yep.
the Texans," which I'm sure nobody did, right? Unless you drafted Stroud as like a backup, or maybe like a late keeper or whatever if you're in a keeper league. But man, as soon as they started going off, I tell you, those waivers went nuts.
who had the better catch, Jay? Chris Olave or Cortland Sutton?
Olave, I think.
You think so? I think Sutton's. Sutton's catch was absurd. How he got that right foot in, like that was just out of control. And Olave's catch was great too, but I think,
I can't pick. Honestly, I thought they were both fantastic. It just sucks more that it was against the Bills for Sutton. So
I'm calling it as I see it. Another surprise in here: Brandon Cooks, 32 points. Did he have a big game last week too? He didn't. No, he had one point this week.
he
So
didn't.
no. But he's waking up. He's starting to wake up a little bit.
He's a little bit more consistent. Yes, he had a bad game against Philly. Most second wide receivers do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brandon Cooks still has it. Let's put it that way. He still has it. It's just,
Adam, who would you rather put in your flex, Brandon Cooks or Amari Cooper?
man, I think I would go Brandon Cooks. And honestly, it's just because of Dak.
Okay. And Jay?
Obviously, I don't trust the quarterback in Cleveland anymore.
I might go Cooper just because he's been more productive this season, but it's a toss up, I think.
Tell you what, both of these receivers too have been around the league, been on different teams, been with good quarterbacks, been with bad quarterbacks, and they always seem to produce, right? So they're kind of similar in that aspect. So,
let's look at this. Okay, Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson in his game log. He had 6 points week 1, 16 points week 2, 24 points week 3. Then Deshaun doesn't play, right? He has 2 points. Okay, bye week 5. Then they play San Francisco. He has 13 points. Not a bad game. No touchdown though, so his points are a little low. Then Indy, Deshaun Watson goes out with the injury, 4 points. Seattle, Arizona, Baltimore, 14, 24, 15. And Seattle was with might have been Walker, I think we said earlier, but with Deshaun Watson is 24 points and then 15 points last week against Baltimore. So I agree with Jay. He's been a lot more consistent than Brandon Cooks, but I'm pretty sure Brandon Cooks missed games with an injury, right?
I don't even know. He was shit for a while. So
yeah, I agree. Let me look at his game log here.
Yeah, I think
Okay, so he only missed 2 games. Well, 1 game because then they had the bye week 7. So, but you're right. He has been very bad. We'll get into Brandon Cooks a little later.
Well, let's get into the running backs of the week. Number 1, Jay. Who is it? I just got shot in the ass. Your boy.
Yeah, Brian Robinson.
6 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown. All I got to say to that, people at home, is remember, he had a big passing touchdown. Gus Edwards had a big reception touchdown a few weeks ago. I mean, they got lucky. Gus Edwards didn't stick with it. Just take your breath a little bit on Brian Robinson is all, big game, big play.
Don't be slandering his name like that.
Just a big game, big play. Breathe it in.
He's been very consistent.
He's been a lot better than I expected. That's for sure. Jahmyr Gibbs at number 2, Devin Singletary at number 3. What? So that's like 2 in a row of end quote backup running backs. people expect Jahmyr Gibbs to go off because he's a first round pick, talented in the world, but Devin Singletary out of nowhere, right? Like, geez, so something to keep up on. I mean, if you look at like the productions too, like what seems more sustainable? I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs had 14 carries, 70 yards with 2 touchdowns. Devin Singletary had 30 carries for 150 yards and a touchdown. Like that's what you want in system.
I have to point this out too. Devin Singletary, that's how many yards they had rushing, 150 yards. He was the only back to touch the ball all game. They did not bring in anybody behind him. It was his game. And, I mean, he certainly earned that third spot.
What you can't really say is the same for Gibbs because, still in the top 10 down here is Bumbles. Mm-hmm. He had 106. Bumbles had more rushing yards than Gibbs. Gibbs just got the couple of touchdowns. It was just like a backwards game.
Yeah, and Gibbs was used in the passing game, so that added a little bit to it. But that's six extra points where you're not going to get that from Montgomery. So Montgomery is really.
And by the way, Adam,
he has to run well.
What's the difference in their points? 6 points.
Not 6 points.
So they're basically we're even this game. Weird game. Mm-hmm. First game. I know Jay's high on Gibbs. But Montgomery's not going away, folks. That was his first game back for injury. There's still a chance that they ramp him up. They had about the even amount of carries this week. There's a chance that next week it's 20 for Montgomery and 12 for Gibbs, right? I mean, you can't say that's not possible.
Oh, it 100% is.
So, but please go ahead, start Gibbs in your flex and stuff, everybody. And Singletary, I mean, I don't fear Dameon Pierce coming back. Dameon Pierce isn't a good running back.
I don't either. I don't think so either. And you are totally okay to drop him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you got Kenneth Walker at fourth. I mean, this guy keeps popping up. What a steal this guy is for some people. He was going so late.
So I actually drafted him 2 years ago in one of my leagues in the 11th round. And I was able to keep him in this year's draft in this league in the 11th round. And he has been a very good starting running back for me. He had a couple games in there where it was weird and it had to do with the injury, but he looked good last week. And I want to say that came on a reception, right? It was a 64. Yeah. Okay. So he had one reception and 64 yards, and that's where the touchdown came from, but he still had 19 carries.
Yeah. That's big.
And that's a lot.
And it surprised me with the next one, Austin Eckler, 19 carries. I didn't think – I mean, how did he carry the ball 19 times if fucking Justin Herbert threw the ball 97 times? Like, what? I can't understand it. But a great game by Eckler. Chaz's play of the week, Javonte Williams, 21 carries, 79 yards, 4 receptions, 31 yards, and a tutty. I would say I hit that one out of the park.
Yep.
It's a top 6. Of course, Christian McCaffrey – is 7, Rashad White 8, David Montgomery 9, and then back-to-back Steelers, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris 10 and 11.
Yep. I pretty much fucking hit that 50-50 split on those two guys, and they are running them almost dead even.
15 for 101 in a score by Jalen, 16 for 82 in a score by Najee, and guess what? Najee has more receptions, actually.
Yeah, by one. Yep.
You wouldn't think.
But yeah.
Dead even points, too.
19 and 17. Like, that's the touches for both running backs in Pittsburgh.
19
I'm glad to see Najee finally finding his rhythm and the Steelers hammering him a little bit. It's good to see because he was probably a high draft pick in a lot of drafts too. You're probably thinking he's probably your running back 2 in most drafts at that point. Yeah. So,
but I don't know if you guys got
thinking
the news.
Second, third round, but
if you saw the news yesterday, Jay, Jalen Warren is named the starter moving forward.
It's not shocking.
Wow, I did not see that.
Yeah. So, but I don't think it matters.
I don't think it does either. They're just going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, but, they need to be in your lineups. And then, you got Bijan Robinson just outside the top 12 at 13. Got a touchdown again. 22 carries for Bijan, 95 yards. That's good to see. But guess what, Adam?
Thank you, Arthur Smith. Finally,
they lost,
sure did.
Adam. They lost. So what is going to happen now?
Nothing.
We're being
Arthur Smith is still going to be there, and I saw a report on him that the Falcons are planning on bringing him back for next year, so he's not going anywhere. God, fuck. But hopefully it ramps up for Bijan moving forward.
Well, let's get on to tight ends real quick and just run through it. Your number one by a mile, maybe not a mile, by half a mile is T.J. Hawkinson, George Kittle, Trey McBride, Dalton Kincaid, Tyler Conklin, Jake Ferguson, David Njoku, Dalton Schultz, Michael Mayer. See what I did there? Brock Wright. Those are the only ones that scored 10 plus. TJ being in the 30s. But the three that I want to touch on, Dalton Kincaid start him every week, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Is Sean McDermott going to go back to Dawson Knox? He better fucking not.
Probably. Well,
probably. You're right. Probably. You're right. Probably.
I was going to say, you know who we're talking about?
Yeah. George Kittle had a big game, but it was really one big catch. I think that was a 70-yard catch he got.
It was like a 70-yard catch, 60-yard
great,
catch or something like
great
that.
for him.
As you can see, 3 receptions for 116 yards and a touchdown. But that's what you get from Kittle, though. You don't get that high volume with Kittle like you would with like Kelsey or Andrews. So,
but these are the two we need to discuss, though. McBride and Hawkinson. I'm telling you guys right now, TJ Hawkinson, I have him nowhere, guys. He is your number one tight end the rest of the year. Josh Dobbs was targeting Ertz at the beginning of the year. Then he had one big game with Trey McBride, and now he's in with TJ Hawkinson, and look at the results. TJ Hawkinson's your number one tight end the rest of the year, above Travis Kelce. I'm telling you, from if we look back, we can try to remember this. From the week that Dobbs came over, or we'll just say week 10 on, Hawkinson's going to have more points than Travis Kelce. You heard it here first, folks. First, folks. So, and then, of course, we have
I'm back. Hey there, little fella.
8 receptions to Trey McBride, 131 yards. I mean, you got to believe in it. He's had 2 huge games out of 3. And the first game back with Kyler, he had a huge game, right? You got to buy Trey McBride. Not just saying that, guys, because he's on my team. But, like, you got to buy into Trey McBride.
There we go.
There you go.
I don't know. My cord's a little funky. I got to get a new one, but sorry. Yeah, I agree. I'm on the Trey McBride train. Ertz is old.
Yep.
Still on an IR. I think he's eligible to return this week, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It's McBride. He's younger. He's faster. So.
I mean, people
and Kyler Murray, we saw him struggle to throw over the middle of an monstrous defensive line. So he's going to be rolling out looking for his tight end a lot, I think.
And just to remind people at home, like Trey McBride isn't some weird like guy they pulled off the street late. Like,
no, he's been there for a bit.
No, he's in his second year. He was their second.
Is this
round
only second? I thought it was third.
He was their second round pick last year, and I believe he won the.
Even better.
I believe he won the top tight end of the year, and I believe he was the first tight end drafted last year. Could be wrong on that, but like, he's not, he's not like just some random big white guy that's on Cincinnati that showed up last week, right? Like he's not that.
No shit.
This guy is a talented guy. So, do you believe in him, Jay?
Yeah, for sure, and especially when it comes to tight ends. So I mean,
yeah. Oh, Tanner Hudson. That's the guy we're talking about. Tanner Hudson, the big random white guy on Cincinnati, out of nowhere. So, all right, there's all your top performers. We'll just glance real quick at kicker and defense for the fuck of it. Jason Myers had 21 points. Holy shit. I don't even think I realized that. Wow. And who has him? Look at that. Jay Coleman, ahead of the curve, Jay Coleman. Yeah, look at that, Jay. I got the 5th overall guy. Look at us, Jay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and find Justin Tucker on this list.
I was about to say that.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so if he's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so Santos is 10. Oh, goodness.
Guys, so, Justin Tucker,
17.
way down there.
17? So enjoy him in the 10th round.
7 points.
Yep.
Enjoy him.
and he was a lot of people's like 9th round pick. Guys,
Well,
stop.
some people's like 5th round pick, so
Some
it didn't
can you
do
pull
Donnie any
up the
favors
here,
this week.
I'll pull up the draft. I want to see where Tucker went.
Bro, you know who's not on this page, I think, is Tyler Bass. He ain't even in the top 25 this week.
No.
Whose team is he on? Soul Crushers.
Interesting.
Let's see.
And then we'll pull up the top defense of the week real quick. It's got to be Dallas, right? No, San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Indy, Cleveland, Baltimore.
Okay, so this one isn't too bad. Justin Tucker was drafted in the 12th round.
It's too early. In
but
a
that's still
19
way
round
too
draft.
early.
In a 19
round draft, he was drafted in the 12th round to be the best kicker in the league because we know he's got a monster leg. He can hit 60 yarders like it's nothing. But even then, he's kind of struggled on those long ones lately. So he's probably losing a step, but I am just so sick of people drafting kickers early. Please just wait until the last round. You have better players you can draft. Brock Purdy was taken in the 13th, right? Like, let's look at Raheed Shaheed. He's not fantastic, but he's had better games. Like, he's had pretty good games that he could have been drafted there. Curtis Samuel, who's been a part of Washington's offense for a while, he's been hurt, so I understand his numbers are down. But
it was a little
some of these guys after that, like
we've
crazy.
seen Tucker go in the 9th round, the 10th round.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen Tucker as high as 8.
Yeah. Jay knows
in some leagues. Wild.
Oh, I know.
Stop picking kickers early. Wait until the last round is. Trust me, it doesn't matter. Kickers can kick the ball. Doesn't matter who it is.
All right, guys, ready to move on?
Let's move on. Hit the gong for me, will you?
That's what I was waiting for.
We're going to start with the graveyard. Ladies and gentlemen, long overdue, I think. And I gave him 1 week because he had a decent one. This week's fantasy graveyard, and you are okay to sit him on your bench. He should not be in your starting lineup. Aaron Jones.
What?
Aaron Jones is in the fantasy graveyard. He has not produced like he should, and there are better running backs than him. I'm sorry if you disagree with me, but Aaron Jones, you are in the graveyard. For me anyway.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not to sit Aaron Jones as top running back with absolute dog shit competition.
And I'm not saying start Dylan over him either, but they just can't run the ball.
Okay, fair enough. I'm Chad Stanley and I don't approve this message. But
well, good thing it's my show. Mine and Jay's show.
That's a tough sit for me, especially with running backs being so garbage right now. So that's a tough one to sit. But hey man, that's what you chose. I mean, what did he have? 10 points? 9 points. Okay. I mean, Saquon Barkley had 7. Like
Saquon is ass. So I mean,
trust me, he's getting close to the graveyard too, and
yes.
that's because of their offense.
Yes.
So look for next week. Look for Saquon Barkley to be in there.
I didn't expect Saquon to be good against.
I have a real graveyard pick. Chaz's boy, Jameson Williams.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, he should have already been in there.
Yeah, should have, but
Yeah, that's yep.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
What a waste of talent. Like that's I mean, Detroit looks good, and then they're just weird, stupid shit like this.
They apparently told him that he's not going to play until he can learn how to block. So
he can pound the ball with David Montgomery.
Yeah, apparently.
So
that's what they told him. It was like, you're not playing until you learn how to block. So I guess he's just not going to play ever.
Awful coach. Like, I mean, he's Sean McDermott right now. Like, Sean McDermott, everyone loved for the first few years, right? And now, look, right? Like, this is where Bumbles is. Like, this is ridiculous. He's such an idiot. Oh, he's such a fucking idiot. Okay. All right.
Instead of swinging, Xavier goes down the middle. Slam dunk.
Get dunked on, bro.
Come on. It's Sean McDermott, right? Like, Sean McDermott is who I'm dunking on. Like, what just an awful head coach. And I've been saying it forever. So let's see. Oh, you let the defensive coordinator take a year off. Okay, fine. You do that and your defense is mid. oh, there's injuries. Tough. And your defense is mid. And your offense is dog shit. And your offense has been dog shit since October 1st. October 1st, the Bills versus Miami. They were good. That was the last time the Bills were good. Nearly
I agree.
fucking September was the last time the Bills offense was good. It is fucking almost Thanksgiving, and now you just make a move on Ken Dorsey? And like too little too late, Sean McDermott. And then it's coaching. It's always coaching. Oh, so your young running back fumbles the football, so you bench him for a half? You do that in fucking pee-wee football, bro. You put in 38-year-old Latavius Murray who runs probably a 6'7" 40 right now. You put him in, not where we're running in quicksand, and then you put him back in, and then James Cook tears it up. Yeah, okay, he fumbles again, but that was Josh's fault, and then he dropped it and picked it up because he's in his fucking head now. You idiot! You fucking dumb, stupid fucking head coach. You're just so fucking stupid. We win that game if McDermott doesn't make that move because we would have had at least another good drive. So, and I mentioned this in the group chat. Your top 2 draft picks from last year, Kyer Elam, defense, James Cook, running back, offense. So there's 2 possibilities here. They were both benched at one point this week. So here's the 2 possibilities here. Brandon Beane sucks at his job and should be fired, or Sean McDermott and the coaching staff can't get the best out of these players and should be fired. I know you don't want to hear about this, Bills fans, because you think they're invincible, but Brandon Beane got lucky by drafting Josh Allen, and he found some pretty good late defensive picks. I'll give him that with Milano. And then and so Sean McDermott doesn't get the best out of his players then, and Leslie Frazier didn't do it. Well, guess what? Nobody still is. And now the scapegoat, because, well, you know what? But as much as I said fire Ken Dorsey, I can't believe Ken Dorsey had 12 guys on the field, right? I mean, isn't that the offensive coordinator to get the defense off the field and the special teams on the field, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that Ken Dorsey's fault? Or is that the head coach and the defensive coordinator? Who's that? Who? Sean McDermott literally lost us that game because you had your guys not coached properly? Literally? Literally? And if someone's going to blame it on the special teams coordinator, okay, fine. Blame it on special teams coordinator. Who hired him? Right? Like, you mean the same special teams coordinator where 13 seconds happened when that all started? And then the same defense and everything? Like, I'm over it. I know he needs to be gone. I'm so happy he got rid of Dorsey because you can't get rid of McDermott until you get rid of Dorsey. So that's my done.
Here's my take on it. So the Elam thing, we should have never drafted him anyway because he didn't even fit our scheme. But we're like, oh, we're going to take this guy anyway. And
he had a notebook, Jay. He had a fucking notebook, bro.
So, I mean, that was just a waste of a pick, whether that's Bean or McDermott or both. They're fucking dumb for that. Yeah. This is like the 4th or 5th game that we've lost in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
So who are you going to blame that on?
Leslie Frazier.
Yeah. This is also, he's also fired, 3 or 4 coaches at this point. So when is it up to him to get fired? Probably never because he's like their guy. But I mean, yeah, he's just not good. Like, he was good enough to get us out of the drought, but he's never going to get us any farther.
Mm-hmm.
And we're regressing at that point. And he's making everyone the scapegoat. And his mentality before he was the defensive coordinator / head coach / whatever the fuck he is, it was always next man up. No excuses. Next man up. Like, we can't, blah, blah, blah. But now that he's defensive coordinator, he sat there and was like, well, we got all these injuries and blah, 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 blah. So he's fucking making excuses now because he's the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. And as much as I harp on what he did for James Cook, and why not bench Josh Allen then? Allen.
Why not bench Gabe Davis?
Well, right, but I'm saying if you're going to bench the fucking rookie who you benched in his first carry ever, you're going to bench this fucking kid when Josh Allen's dropping the ball and throwing 2 awful interceptions. I won't blame Gabe's one, but then threw 2 awful interceptions. Bench him? Will our team be better? No, but apparently that doesn't fucking matter. It's about sending a message and being fucking God Sean McDermott. Like,
yeah, I'm sick of his word salad horseshit too. Like, if you guys watched his presser, was it like yesterday or today or whatever? And he's like, yeah, we need to create a subculture to the main culture of the culture to the subculture. He's just like saying all this like horseshit stuff. Like, okay, can you actually say something that matters or means anything besides just like talking shit?
You got anything to say about him, Adam, before we get into your guys?
I do. Have you guys watched Josh Allen's demeanor lately?
Yeah, he looks fucking
this guy.
depressed.
Okay, listen. Exactly. That's my point. Do you remember when he would score touchdowns late in games and he would jump up and down, go crazy, celebrate with his teammates and this and that? He scores a touchdown to go up right in the game. I did not see him smile once
because he knew he was going to get blown.
That fire that Josh Allen used to have, in my opinion, has literally been coached out of him.
Yeah, well,
I don't see it anymore. I don't see the passion that Josh used to play with, and it sucks. It's because we had a high-powered offense who hasn't been very good.
I said it in the group chat after the presser. Like, Sean McDermott has infected him. Like, what? Allen always took accountability, always took responsibility, always sat there by himself, answered the fucking questions. Now he's got Mitch Morse doing all the talking for him. He storms out fucking right away, and the questions that he does answer, he doesn't say shit. Like, that's not the Josh Allen. That McDermott has infected him, in my opinion, and he's sucked the life out of him.
I agree.
It's the
and that was my point.
Allen.
Is the fire is gone from Josh Allen. The only one that's fired up on this team is Diggs.
Not anymore.
And not anymore. You're right, because he's tired of losing.
The only one that's fired up is James Cook, and that's because Sean McDermott's such a great coach and benched him. That got him to bring the fire out. I do want to bring up a counterpoint real quick that my drummer Sean brought up that is something to think about. My drummer Sean said this. He said he noticed ever since Josh banged up his shoulder that dude looks like he's like stoned out of his mind and he's on some heavy shit. Could that be a possibility? Could they be drug?
Might be.
Could be he's in pain and they have him just dope the fuck down to get through the games, and maybe he's not at full strength and he's totally kind of like just doped down, like that.
But like a lot of players play that way and they seem to do fine. So
but maybe his shoulder injury is bigger than we think. But it doesn't matter. I'm happy I'm sorry. I'm happy that Dorsey's gone. I don't give a fuck about Joe Brady. Last time Joe Brady was offensive coordinator, I believe his quarterback was either Sam Darnold or PJ Walker or Teddy Bridgewater. So he didn't do good. But now he's got Josh.
Yeah. You guys know too. I was a huge supporter of Dorsey. I thought we had to give him time. I still don't think he's solely to blame for this, but
he's not.
But
McDermott's not going to fire himself. So
but it's his job to fix it, and he never did. And if he tried to fix it and Sean put the kibosh on him, then Sean's got to fire.
I don't even believe that this was Sean's. He claimed it was his decision alone. I think they told him, like, yo, you got to do something. You got to fire someone, basically. And he was like, all right, well, I guess I got to fire Dorsey because they asked him, like, why now? Why on the short week? And he's like, well, I just thought it was the right time now. It's like, have you not been coaching this team all season? Like, you should have done this forever ago, for one, but now on a short week, you're like, point, fuck it.
Yeah, that's actually my dunk, and my dunk is just them waiting too long to do something to make a change. Like Jazz said earlier, we haven't been good since the Miami game. Okay, our offense has not fired on all cylinders. We might have even only have one cylinder left. I don't even know. But yeah, my actual dunk is them just waiting too long to make a change.
Yeah.
It's typical Buffalo fashion. They wait too long and then it's too late. So I don't expect the offense to just be good now. We play the Jets this week. So I don't know. Who already beat us week 1?
It was pretty telling last week when they were like, we wanted to try some new things out on offense we're trying to find, like, it's almost Thanksgiving and you're still trying to figure out like where you are as an offense. Like,
yeah, we figured it out. Yikes. Before. We had it. And then Dorsey came in and completely changed it, and now they're still trying to find it. It's like, no, man, you have to just keep going with what's working and what's good. And what you were calling wasn't working. Kudos to Josh for being an athlete and doing what he's told, right? He's probably in the headset going, okay, this is a play. It's designed for this person, right? I don't have any doubt that Josh can read a defense, and I think he can make a good read, but it doesn't seem that way in this offense because he's throwing picks to guys that are double covered and triple covered, and
part of that too, I think, is just that the offense is so predictable that like the defense knows where he's going to throw it to, because
that's what Dan Orlovsky was saying on ESPN, that the Bills run a very predictable offense.
I agree.
Yeah, and he's not wrong. And like, look what happened when we put James Cook back in the game. He was getting some pretty chunk runs. He was running for like 5-6 yards a carry.
You know what I want to see? I want to see an I formation. I want to see James Cook behind Josh Allen and Leonard Fournette behind Josh Allen. And Josh put his hand under Mitch Moore's ball sack and take the fucking ball and turn around and hand it.
Yep.
Twice a game. Can we manage that? So I want to bring this up. I had a memory that popped up on my book face, and it was from November 13th, 2022. That is 1 year ago, right, Adam? A whole year ago, right?
Whole year.
This was after, I'm assuming, this had to be after our loss to the Minnesota Vikings. And this is what I said 1 year ago. And this isn't where it started. I was already in here. This is what I said 1 fucking year ago. Is it time for a coaching change? The continual red zone inefficiency, calling a QB sneak from your own end zone, offsides on 4th and goal. This team is not coached well. Leslie Frazier refuses to adjust his game plan, and there's a reason we're giving up tons of points in the second half the last few weeks. So is Leslie Frazier's not there anymore? And the team is absolutely coached worse now. Absolute worse. So I'm happy that popped up to realize that I have been on this train for a long time. So welcome, boys. Welcome to the show. Please. Thank you very much. Jay, was that your official dunk?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I figured we were all going. So that was kind of the okay, you know what? That was,
how about them Bills, baby?
That was kind of that too. So we'll just cross both.
It was all in one.
Yeah, we'll cross both of them off. Let's get happy, boys.
We don't need to talk about it anymore. Let's go.
Time for a victory lap.
All right, go ahead, hit it, Jay. Hit it.
Oh, I'm going with myself. I did what the Bills couldn't do. I pulled both of my teams out of the depths of not winning in weeks, and I went undefeated this week in fantasy. So
nice. Love it.
Apparently, I'm a better coach than McDermott.
Oh, duh.
Sure.
Duh. What the fuck are you thinking? I'm jumping on the bandwagon too, because me too, bruh. I'm victory lapping myself because I went 4-0 in my leagues this week, and not only did I go 4-0, I do need to gloat a little bit because I went 4-0 where the closest game, I believe, was 20 points. The one league I won 170 to 107. So that's a 63-point lead, 63-point win. And, of course, that was the league I had Dak Prescott, of course. The Fantasy Football Bros League was closer. It was 20 points, 157 to 138. Okay, fair enough. The Family League that I don't have Jefferson and I don't have Achan yet, I won the game 187 to 118. So that's a 71 point. That's a 71 point league. But that ain't even the biggest one. Well, I think that it's technically the biggest one. But and just because he's not fucking here to defend himself. In Dave's league, Zags' league, Dave rolls into the matchup. He's in first place. Dave was in first place coming into this at 7-2, and I started this league 4-0, and I'm going into this game 4-5 because of all those rash of injuries I've said. This is the league that I've lost. I lost Bumbles, and I lost Higgins and Connor and Achan. Like everyone was gone, right? So I walk into this fucking match against Dave, and I beat him 155 to 105 by 50 points. I knock his ass out of first place. I get myself back on the winning track in his league. Huge performances in this league. I had Justin Herbert. I had Keenan Allen. I had Bijan Robinson. I had Trey McBride. I had David Montgomery. I crushed this man's soul. And this is a not PPR league that got 155. So I crushed this man's
Pretty
soul.
impressive.
With, mind you, Michael Thomas getting a boo-boo on the first play of the game, getting 1 point. so that is my victory lap. I know he's not here to defend himself, but it was nice.
I mean, how do you defend that?
It's nice to go 4-0, and especially that team. I was 4-0 with that team and lost 5 games in a row. So I'm so happy to be back. So yeah, that's mine. So what's yours, Adam?
Now that you guys all said fantasy, I'm gonna jump on that, but I have another one too. So, but my fantasy, my big money league, the one that I, really, really care about a lot. Not that I don't care about the fantasy football bros, because I'm absolutely dominating in that league too.
About you either.
I'm in first in the fantasy football bros, but I dropped 3 games in a row in my big money league, and I came back on top to win the next 2 games. I'm back in first place in two leagues. I love it. But my actual victory lap actually goes out to the Vegas Raiders. Okay. And it's for the complete opposite of the Buffalo Bills. And they did not wait to make any changes. They completely cleaned house. Head coach, GM, offensive coordinator. They bring in Antonio Pierce, and he's 2-0. Changing the vibe and changing the everything about the team has helped them. They made a quarterback change. Josh Jacobs has been running the ball really well. It's awesome. And my victory lap goes out to them, and they have a tough one this week against Miami. I don't expect them to win that one, but for now, the victory goes out to them. They made the changes when they needed to, when they found it necessary, and it's helped them. So good for them.
What if they do win it?
If they do win it, then I am on the Vegas train, man. Holy shit, because they did what teams are afraid to do midseason is clean house. Yeah, man, if they win and they beat Miami, it'd be huge.
All right. So I keep lying to you guys, and I don't have the drop for our new segments yet. I've been busy. Give me a break. Jay, though, who you want to fuck on today? Who you fucking on today?
Fuck that guy, Tony Pollard, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree. That is a good one.
I don't know if all of us here said at the beginning of the season that he wasn't a number 1 and he was going way too high, but I know at least I believe me and Chaz were. I can't remember what you said about him, Adam, but
I agreed. I mean, I didn't see anything different.
Fuck that.
I mean, I don't think I actually really had too much of an opinion on him, but I totally agree with that.
I mean, he's about to lose his job.
He should be. He's benchable, right?
Yeah.
And
sure.
Here's what I have to say about that. Like I said earlier, the Cowboys are burying teams. They're absolutely putting the hammer down. And in a game that was 42-7 or whatever, I don't even know if the Giants scored
14, 49.
Okay, so they did score 49-14 in a game that they scored 49, and I think the week before they scored 42 or whatever it was. Pollard is still not getting the ball. He's still not getting fantasy points.
So and
it sucks for people who took him as their running back 1.
Yeah. So out of the last 3 weeks, they've had 2 weeks of over 40 points, and he's had 6.5 points and 5.5 points in those two games where they've scored over 40.
Ridiculous. That's perfect. That's your best one of the year, I'm telling you. Because you went and dropped the hammer on Bijan and you went and had one of his better games. So appreciate it.
No.
Let's see if you're a curse. What if Pollard has a good
fluke.
game? What if Pollard has a good game next week? Well, maybe you're a curse if that happens.
Maybe.
We'll have to see. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go with my start of the week. Last week, my start. So I'm three weeks in a row doing pretty well here, but last week was a hammer, right? I dropped the hammer down, and we're gonna go with one of my baby boys this week, and we're gonna go with DeAndre Swift. Coming off a bye, playing in the biggest game of the year against the Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl rematch, Kansas City. DeAndre Swift, they did not have in the Super Bowl last year, and the boy could they have used him instead of Miles Sanders. So I have a feeling that they're going to have a heavy dose of DeAndre Swift in this game against the Chiefs on Monday night. And damn it, 2 Monday night games in a row I picked it. But it's going to be a heavy dose of DeAndre Swift. Kansas City's got a good defense, but they're going to shade coverage to the outside receivers. Dallas Goedert ain't playing. So I'm expecting Swift to have a bunch of carries and like 5+ catches. And I think Swift's going to get you. When I'm picking player of the week, I'm hoping 20 points. If my player of the week gets like 15, I'll still call it a victory. But I'm expecting more. I'm expecting like 20 for DeAndre Swift. So against
like it.
So fire him up because you're going to see why he's so important to them because it's going to be a different game because Philly is going to crush the Chiefs. So. Especially with DeAndre Swift. So that is my start of the week. So we'll move on.
I like it.
What is your daily saver? What do you call it? Daily value?
All right, guys. We got the daily bargain. And I got two for you. And here's the reason why. And they're both Dallas Cowboys wide receivers. We're going with Brandon Cooks and we're going to go with Michael Gallup as well. If they show that they want to keep slinging the ball and Dak Prescott's going to just throw all over the place, Brandon Cooks right now on FanDuel is 5,900 and Gallup is 5,500. Okay. So my bargains here, I'm trying to stay underneath that $6,000 mark on your
this is FanDuel.
On your this is on FanDuel, yeah. Which they're usually pretty much about the same across like FanDuel, DraftKings, anywhere you can draft a team. But I stick with FanDuel. But under that $6,000 mark is usually a pretty safe bet to be a bargain because you're spending a lot more on guys like, Christian McCaffrey or, Keenan Allen, who are probably in the upper $8,000 to $9,000 range. And sometimes you can get up to 10, but that's literally, you only get 60,000. So that's a huge chunk of your capital there. But, Brandon Cooks, who had a very good game, he was, what was he, 2, I think, or 3?
Yeah.
In the
3.
wide receivers, 3. He had 32 points. He had a massive game, and it's good to see that because we all said he still had something left. We saw it last week, and the week before he had a little bit of a stinker, but the week before that, he was in that 15 to 20 point range. And Gallup, who's been non-existent, finally found some life. But he could be the one that could win you a daily fantasy matchup. And they play Carolina, who has been beat a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, let's go with those daily bargains there for you. Put them in your lineups, save some money, and you
got to start DAK then.
On the top end. You can, yeah. I don't out. I don't. I'm not going to say don't start Dak because you should.
He's no value.
Like I said, but he's another one. He's up there. He's probably in the $8,000 range. Actually, yeah, I'll tell you right now.
But if you're going to go
start Dak, he's actually the third quarterback on the list. Yeah. I don't know why Josh Allen is still number 1. And you have Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, who's 8,500. So yeah, so you save a little bit of money on Brandon Cooks or Michael Gallup, and you can spend a little bit more on the top half. So
all right. Well, we'll move on to Dave's Stone Cold Lock of the Week since he blew it last week and he's acting like he's sick now and he's not here to defend himself.
He's hiding from the camera. He doesn't
called
want
it.
your comments.
I called it, but I do like his Stone Cold Lock of the Week. He is taking the game is Minnesota Vikings and Denver Broncos. He has taken the Vikings at plus 2.5. And his reasons are the Broncos aren't that good. The soft line coming off the Bills win. The Bills beat themselves. The Broncos didn't. Dobbs puts them in their place. I'm sorry, Big Dick Dobbs puts them in their place.
There you go.
So yeah, he's taking the Vikings, and I'm totally with him. Totally, this is a great call.
Yeah, I like the pick. Vikings have been playing some good football, and it's without Justin Jefferson. It was without Kirk Cousins. I like it plus 2.5. I'll be taking it in my pick. I pick with Dave. We are the fantasy football bros, so I am on his train. He is 2-1, but I think he can go 3-1 this week.
So we made it, boys, and I just realized usually when I record this episode, I record it to my computer, and I'm recording it to the cloud. So if this fucks up, oh boy.
Oh, we're fucked.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know where is the cloud. Do I have to go upstairs or something? Is that a dad
You
joke?
should just be able to search cloud, and the folder should come up, and you can actually download it to
I'm gonna
PC. But
Dave, I'm gonna be calling you soon, buddy. If you're here, because I'm gonna be lost because it's recording on the cloud. And what is the cloud? Well, that's it, boys. We made it.
well, we did another episode down.
What is this? I think it's like episode 68, and it's not very nice. We're not the very nice yet. We're not at the very nice.
We're getting there.
We're getting close to. Should we have a party for the 69th episode? Is that
maybe.
immature?
In Nashville?
Guys, I'm a filthy liar. This is episode 69. This is episode
Oh, shit.
69.
Oh my god! This guy doesn't even know the number of his
we
own
gotta-
show.
I know. Guess we gotta save the party for the 100th episode.
Oh, this is
we should.
episode.
Oh, we should have a party for 100.
We did.
if we
did
make
the
it that
draft
way.
for 50.
Yeah, true.
All-time draft for 50. Fuck, episode
Okay.
69. Oh, fuck. Oh, well. Well, it's too late now. So, you know what? This drop deserves to happen.
Unlimited.
Man.
Deserves
He
to
did.
happen.
Yep.
He beat us, and his weak-ass arm. First of all, okay, he threw a rocket to get that touchdown. That was a
Yeah.
rocket from Russell. And then his weak-ass arm on the pass interference made that play happen. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that call is such fucking horseshit.
but it was 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
yeah, technically yes, but it should.
I'm so tired of
be.
Taron Johnson not turning around and committing pass interference penalties. It's so infuriating.
They attacked him. But here's the thing. I got this from Jim Marino, West Seneca head coach. And I agreed too, and I forgot. He brought it up. Third down, you bring the pressure, all out blitz, make the play happen. And then you call the same play on fourth down? You call the same play, all out blitz on fourth down, right after doing it on third down? You gave him the same exact look. So Russell literally can just loft it up because he knows everybody's one-on-one because he just seen that look. And you brought it?
Yep.
Awful call. Absolute awful call. Especially to Russell Wilson. Like, he's not, I know we make fun of him, but that's not fucking Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah,
That's
I
not Tyson
agree.
Agent. You know, like,
Although Page has got some wheels, man. He can run. He's
it's
been
not even
running.
about
a lot.
running. It's just about deducing the play, I'm saying. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about, so awful call. So, all right. All right. You guys ready for the song of the week?
Let's
Yes,
get
sir.
it.
Let me introduce you guys to something new you probably never heard of, all right? It's a band I like called Eclipse, and you probably never heard of these guys. They are like a Swedish hard rock band, kind of like, like 80s, I want to say, tingent 80s. This is their new album, Megalomanium. Not Megalomania, Megalomanium Eclipse. So this album came out, and then, like I said, they're like the Swedish, I don't want to say hair metal, but close-ish, a little harder. But for some reason, there's a song on this album called Got It. All right. And it is like they sat down and said, all right, we're going to write a song in our style, but we're going to pretend to be My Chemical Romance. And it's this really weird, like emo, punky, hair metal sounding song. And I love it. And it's not, and for you at home that are going to listen to it, it is not an indication of all their other music. So check out their other music, but this song is just so fun, and I just love it. So this song
I like it.
is called
Check it out.
Got It.
Nice.
All right. So you guys never heard of them, right? I'm sure.
I've never heard of them. No.
They're just a cool band I've discovered, later, in the past few years, and I love them. So hopefully I'll turn them on to some new people. But maybe I should pick I don't want to say better song, but a more indicative song. But it's my current favorite song. So, all right, guys, we made it to the end. I got to go see if I can find the cloud. So, Jay, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
And as always, lately, Adam's on a roll here. Thank you for joining us.
On a roll, baby. I'm here. Thank you for having me again.
All right, no problem. Dave, I hope you're feeling better. Fuck Sean McDermott. All right, guys, have a good night. See you guys.
Later, guys.
I'm going up 'cause I can't get down. Gotta kick, but I can't touch ground. Living all that I lost behind. I better go, or I lose my mind. Got a rope tight round my neck. 'Cause I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna go. Gotta get away, but I wanna stay out you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with. I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna go. Gotta get away, but I wanna stay out you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with.
I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna go.
Breaking up and we're breaking too. Gonna crack, and it's all on you. I got a rope tight round my neck. 'Cause I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna go. Gotta get away, but I wanna stay out you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with. I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna go. Gotta get away, but I wanna stay out you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with. I got a rope tight round my neck as we breathe in our last breath. Out you, I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live without you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with. I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna go. Gotta get away, but I wanna stay out you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with. No, I can't. Out you. I don't wanna live without you, but I can't live with.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.